Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to isolate an aspect of the race we might look back on later as having been a path to finding the winner. Well, Sunday racing in Hong Kong this week, the second of the 4-year-old series races. A little bit more on that later, but the first race we're going to take a look at is race 7, where our winning factor is the start. Now, this is a Class 4 race featuring a couple of progressive young horses in Golden Empire and Zac Purton's Mount Oriental Smoke, but there will be fans too, I think, for the likely leader Jade Phoenix, and even for Country Boy, who's been in good form, and Fighting Star. But the main focus of the race is going to be Golden Empire and Oriental Smoke. So I'm going to examine those two horses. And first of all, let's take a look at Oriental Smoke in his last start second. Now, this is race 392. He's in yellow and black, gate 9. Now, I want you to note how he flops out of the barriers at the start here. And that's something that this horse has done in his trials and both his race starts to date. Now, the heat map tells us a little bit about this race. Note the first 400 metres quite slow, and that allowed Zac Purton on Oriental Smoke and the eventual winner Galaxy Witness in yellow and red colours, who also missed the jump, not to lose too much ground and to recover to midfield. But then the leaders go absolutely crazy. The middle split is very fast, and that helps these horses that fought out the finish too, because now the leaders have spent all their carrots by the time they get to the home turn. Galaxy Witness and Oriental Smoke both come surging home at the finish and run 1-2. Now, 9 days after that, Purton was also aboard Golden Empire, and he's a hot favourite here and manages only 4th for his backers. But we're going to have a look at the merits of that run, and this is race 417. He's in yellow and white colours, a gate 6, and it's a very different style of race. Now, he jumps well, this horse, but Purton lets the pace horses drawn under him go to the front, but then keeps shaking his hands at Golden Empire to keep his place in midfield. Now, in a sound tempo, he has to keep shaking Golden Empire along through the race, and he does look a little bit outsped. No doubt with Zac expecting a big finish in the straight to round up the leaders. But unlike the previous race we saw, the leaders were not sitting down in this one. Miracle Victory sprints well from the top of the straight. It isn't quite as easy to make up ground, but Golden Empire does a good job, finishing in 4th position. And only finishing 4th is probably the reason why Zac has gone for Oriental Smoke. And to the eye, I guess, it looked like he finished faster, but I'm going to show you something a little bit different to that when we look at the times. And you can see here that in actual fact, Golden Empire finished his race a little bit faster. Now, his last 400 metres was faster than Oriental Smoke, though Oriental Smoke sustained a faster final 800 metres, perhaps suggesting to Purton the extra 200 metres for both of these horses will better suit the David Hayes trained runner. And perhaps he's correct, but then we have to consider those starts. Let's take a look at the map. And once again, he has gate 9 here, Oriental Smoke, and a slow start again could seriously compromise his chances in the race, where the pace doesn't look over strong, and the leaders should be able to give more of a kick than in Oriental Smoke's last race. We also have Golden Empire this time suited up in distance. He goes to gate 1. We saw how well he jumped in that replay, and I think he's the one who might be able to stay in a better striking position than his rival. So the tip in race 7, Golden Empire. His winning factor, the start. And in time, perhaps Oriental Smoke will be the better of these two horses. I don't think there's a great deal between them right now, but those starts are a real concern for Oriental Smoke and a big tactical edge for his major rival. The other race I want to look at on Sunday is the feature race, the Classic Cup, for the 4-year-olds, and our winning factor here, the draw. Now, this is the second of the 4-year-old series races after the Classic Mile. It's only been run since 2006, this one. As the years have passed, the more common it has become for the same horses to line up in both events. But as you'll see in a minute, the results haven't always reflected that. For me, the main chances here are basically 1, 2 and 3 from the Classic Mile, California Spangle, Romantic Warrior and the Irishman, with a knockout chance to I'm a Single Man, who finished 5th in that race. So obviously that demands more scrutiny on the Classic Mile result. First of all, let's take a look at the history of these two races to see what that can tell us. And there have been 3 winners of both of these races in the last decade. Rapid Dragon and Golden 60 also went on to complete the treble with the Derby. And as you can see, most of the time the winners in each of these classic events have run well in the other one as well, but has still left some huge odds winners in the second leg. For example, despite being second in the Classic Mile, Mission Tycoon was sent out 92 to 1 when he put on the upset in the second of the 4-year-old series, and even It Has to Be You ran a very good 5th in the Classic Mile prior to winning the Cup at 125 to 1. So if there's a takeaway from the history of these races, it's often that the first leg winner can tend to be overvalued when they meet again, and the beaten runners in leg 1 are overlooked. That said, let's take a look at the 2022 version of the Classic Mile. Now there's a few horses to watch here, and the winner, Romantic Warrior, in light and blue colours, has gate 1. In blue and white with a yellow cap next to him is the Irishman, who runs 3rd. And from the outside, California Spangle in yellow and red, and just under him, I'm a Single Man in tangerine and orange quarters. And both of those horses from the outside are pressing forward, and that is key to assessing this race. Look at the heat map. The outside horses work very hard crossing over in fast sectionals for the first half of the race, especially California Spangle as he went to a clear lead. And not only did he work hard on the clock, he wants to go even faster after he's been fired up early to get across. Romantic Warrior, you see, in the meantime gets a great run through on the rail, and over the final stages he's able just to out-tough California Spangle with the Irishman in 3rd and I'm a Single Man 5th. Now that was a race full of runners who come again on Sunday with their connections thinking, well, the extra 200 metres is really going to suit our horse. But is it? In that race, there was a very strong lead pace. Those horses that are looking for further, or supposedly looking for further, should have been crunching the line hard as the leaders weakened, yet the reality is only one horse in the race took any real ground off the leader, and that was the winner, Romantic Warrior. So California Spangle's run in front, really full of merit there, and the run on horses, a bit disappointing for mine. Which makes it a race in 2 for me, and we have a lot of reversal of draws on Sunday. Now California Spangle, he goes from gate 13 to gate 6. I'm a Single Man from gate 10 to gate 2. And the inside horses in that replay, Romantic Warrior goes from gate 1 to gate 13, and the Irishman from gate 2 to gate 14. Now I'm not discounting the possibility that Karis Teton might ride Romantic Warrior more positively with the long run to the first turn at the 1800 metre start, but this time he'll be the one spending energy to improve his position in the first half of the race, while California Spangle will get the lead more easily and without having to be fired up by Zach Burton as he had to be by Matthew Chadwick last time. So for me, the tip in race 8, the Classic Cup, is California Spangle. His winning factor, the draw. I think he did a fantastic job after really working hard early there, California Spangle. Sure, he's a doubt at the 1800 metres, but there are queries on most of these runners at that distance, and I think this time the change in draw will allow Zach Burton to conserve California Spangle's energy a little bit more for the finish and make him harder to get past. Well, that's it from the winning factor for this week. Good luck on Sunday. I'll see you next time.